Under the War Powers Act of 1973, President Trump can initiate military action as long as he notifies Congress within 48 hours. However, if President Trump were to strike without a clear imminent threat, they could be deemed unconstitutional. That explains the plethora of propaganda that we have been pummeled by. Several reports indicated Iran was not pursuing a nuclear weapon. And clearly, whether or not Iran gets the nuclear weapons doesn't decide whether the United States attacks them. This plan was always set in stone. Without a clear imminent threat on the United States, its forces, or its territories, a military act could be deemed unconstitutional by Congress. This is because they are perceived as an overstep of presidential authority and encroaching on Congress's war powers. Trump claims in his speech that Iran's nuclear sites have been completely obliterated and annihilated. He claims that the Fordo nuclear plant has been utterly decimated. President Trump issued a stark warning to Iran that it must choose either between peace or tragedy. Iran has acknowledged Trump's attacks on the Fordo nuclear facility on their state media channels. Representatives Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie have urged Congress to consider their war powers resolution limiting President Trump's ability to conduct attacks against Iran. Ranking House Committee member Jim Hines has called the attack unconstitutional. While President Trump is required to inform intelligence committees in Congress of an attack, it doesn't apply to this type of attack as it is much more large scale. The attacks that he is required to report to intelligence communities are CIA operations on a much smaller scale. President Trump's decision to attack Iran will likely be deemed unconstitutional for lacking imminent threat and overstepping on congressional war powers. This is exactly the repeat of the war in Iraq and the entire narrative that was fed to us about an imminent threat when there was none.